Respected lecturer, my dear colleagues, good morning.
Good morning.
We are group number 7. We are going to present our work, which is going to emphasize on the relevance of educational psychology. You can ask yourself, what does educational psychology mean? And there's a principles which governs education through psychology. My name is Chimimana Samuel. My leg number is 225033253. My point is about the relevance of psychology through the relationship of the parents and their children. Through educational psychology, the parents are there to understand their children very well, where they know their emotions, their behavior, and their developmental needs. Why we talk about developmental needs, it is where some children may start their adolescence period. Once the children shows the different signs of adulthood, the parents will not get it as like something new. They will understand them and know how to react with them. So another one, it is where it strengthens the trust and emotional bonds. With psychology and in educational field, the parents will be there to understand their children and strengthen their trust and emotional bonds, where they understand learning difficulties and the mistakes and emotional changes that will help them to understand them well. As the conclusion of this point, the psychology through education or the educational psychology improves the parent-child relationship by helping parents understand how children think, feel, and learn and behave. Thank you for your time. Allow me to welcome my colleague to continue with her idea. Welcome.
Thank you so much. My name is Elizabeth Makawarera. My leg number is 225037959. So I'm going to continue with the importance of educational psychology. Educational psychology is very important in guiding and counseling. It helps teacher and counselor to understand learners think, feel, learn, and behave, and also to understand learners' behavior and finding ways to solve academic and emotional challenges such as stress and peer pressure. In addition, it plays important role in career guidance. Educational psychology helps in identifying learners' talents, interests, and abilities. This makes career counseling more effective. Educational psychology provides knowledge to identify problems and their causes and find proper solutions. It helps counselors and teachers in managing emotion and building confidence. It also teaches learners how to reduce emotional challenges such as stress and aggressions. By the end, education psychology provides a scientific foundation for guidance and counseling so they can guide the proper in academic, personal, and career development. Thank you so much. Let me invite other colleagues to come and continue.
Good morning. My name is David Kwizera. My reg number is 37656. Not only that, but also education psychology play a more crucial role in curriculum development, where education psychology set curriculum and courses based on level of understanding of every learner. For example, nursery pupils will not learn same skills such secondary learners because they are totally different in their mind and level of understanding. Every student and their level of understanding will meet their needs according to their age. Some courses such biology, physics, and the others will not be available at primary level because of their level of understanding. At primary level, pupils will learn numeracy and literacy to express themselves and the fundamental knowledge that are needed. But secondary one will evaluate and experiment their learning. Therefore, education psychology will help to set curriculum, meet the needs of students according to their level of understanding. Thank you.
leg number is 225037859. I wanted to say that psychology is very important in education because it helps in classroom management, where it guides the teacher to manage behavior, to maintain discipline and create positive learning in class. For example, when in class there is misunderstanding between two learners, before teacher punishes them or make a decision, he can think critically what the root cause of those behavior. So those behavior or those emotion of teacher about those misunderstanding led to better management of class by using the skills applied from psychology. So thank you very much. Let me allow my colleague to continue to talk about another point.
Good morning, everyone. My name is My leg number is 225035462. Then, as my colleague said, the education psychology is so important in the schools. Here I am going to talk about how the education psychology improving teacher and learner relationship. Though teacher understanding how learners feel, think, and behave, this improving relationship among them. This relationship can improve better communication among them, understanding learners' needs, and classroom management. Thank you so much. I invite my other colleague to continue.
Respected lecturer, my dear classmates, good morning. By the name of Diane Mundu, my leg number is 051. I'm gonna continue with psychology relevance. Psychology helps understanding ourselves by explaining how our thoughts, emotions, and behavior develop and function. From psychologists, firstly, understanding thought and mental processes. Cognitive perspectives explain how we think, remember, and solve problems. Jean Piaget showed that thinking develops in stage, helping us understanding how our reasoning changes over time. Secondly, understanding emotions and inner conflict. Psychoanalytic perspective, founded by Sigmund Freud, explains that unconscious motives and childhood experience shapes personality. Freud's idea about the id, ego, and superego helps understand internal conflict and emotional struggle. This allows individuals to recognize hidden fears, desires, and defense mechanisms. Thirdly, understanding personal growth. The humanistic perspective developed by Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow focuses on self-awareness and self-actualization. This perspective helps individuals understand their potential and strive for self-improvement. So thank you so much.
Respected lecturer and my fellow students, good morning. My name is Emmanuel Twizeimana and my registration number is 225033370. Today, I'm going to present two key points that show the relevance of educational psychology. Allow me to start by this question. Have you ever asked yourself why some students are better at analyzing information and solving difficult questions than others? This is where educational psychology becomes very important. Educational psychology helps teachers understand how students develop critical thinking and solving
and problem-solving skills. So, firstly, education psychology improves critical thinking skills and problem-solving abilities. According to Jean Piaget, 1952, in The Origins of Intelligence in Children, says uh, children actively construct knowledge through interaction with their environment. This means learning is not passive but requires thinking, reasoning, and problem solving. So, educational psychology therefore helps teachers design activities that stimulate analysis, evaluation, and reflection. From my understanding, I understand that promoting critical thinking skills and problem solving abilities helps students become independent thinkers who can question ideas and make informed decisions and solve real life challenges. As a conclusion, educational psychology is highly relevant because it improves critical thinking skills and problem solving abilities. By applying these principles, teachers can create effective teaching strategies and meaningful learning experiences. And as a university learner, I understand that uh, understanding educational psychology leads to better academic performance and personal development. Thank you for listening to me attentively.
Thank you. My name is Anne-Marie Uwiduhai. My reg number is 2250333607. As our group representative have already said, we are talking about the relevance of education psychology. That's why I'm going to continue with some relevance of education psychology. According to Edward, a father of education psychology, as he founded the relevance of education psychology, he said that education psychology help teacher to know or to understand their learners. It means that through psychology, teacher can understand how his or her teacher think, how they behave, how they grow and learn, and so on. So it is not only that, but also education psychology teaches that learners are totally different in intelligence, in ability, in personality, in learning speed, and so on. This helps teacher to avoid comparing students unfairly and instead teach according to each learner's needs. Also, education in psychology helps in understanding the development stage. It explains how children grow physically, mentally, socially, and economically. This helps the teacher to know what is suitable for a child's age and avoid teaching content that is too difficult or too easy. As conclusion, education psychology help teacher to understand how his or her students think, how they behave, how they grow and learn, as I have already said above. Also, it enables teachers to recognize individual differences, develop stages of their learners or their students. So, as a result, teachers are better prepared to meet the needs of all learners and create positive of successful environmental teaching environmental. Thank you. Let me invite my colleague to continue with another point.
My name is psychology. Here there is a point which says that education psychology helps teacher to solve learning difficulties. So children or students may have different problems like in speaking, reading, writing, listening, and also another problems. So teacher may solve problems which is referred to the writing, like helping students to write well, and also they may help them to how to they can be attentive so that they can listen what teacher is saying or what teacher is talking about. And also this teacher may help students to know how they can read well without problems that they can meet with them in reading. So as conclusion, education psychology is very important because it may help teachers to know different strategies and also to know how they may behave, how they may help students in order to succeed well without problems that they will meet with together in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much for allowing me to stand here. As our task which called educational psychology relevance, I'm here to talk about my point. Let me tell you my name is Emmanuel Manemageba. My leg number is 2250325118. Other point is called better relationship. Psychology helps people to make or to understand or to breed better relationship. Here, by knowing psychology, people understand human behavior, emotion, and thought, which prove relationship in family, school, and workplace. By studying psychology, individuals learn how to communicate effectively, respect others' feelings, and resolve conflict peacefully. In a school, teachers who use educational psychology understand learning, student learning style, and emotion. For example, a teacher who notices a student is anxious before exam can encourage and support them instead of humiliating them. These create positive teacher and learners relationship. In workplace, organization psychology help workers to communicate better and solve conflict. For example, if two employers disagree, a manager who trained in psychology or who knows psychology can listen to both sides and find fair resolution or fair decision instead of blaming one person. This also improves better relationship among them. Also, the third one is the conflict management. About this point, psychology teaches techniques such as active listening, negotiation, and emotional control. For example, when two friends argue, they can express their feelings calmly and try to understand each other's point of view rather than fighting. By concluding, psychology improves relationship by promoting understanding, good communication, emotional awareness, and peaceful conflict resolution. As a result, families become stronger, schools become more supportive and cooperative. Thank you very much.
Yes, to summarize, I can take a few seconds to remind you what you were talking about. We have seen that education psychology improves the curriculum, preparations, teacher, learners, relationship, parents-children relationship, understanding ourselves, and critical thinking and problem solving. So I would like to thank you for your kind attention. We were in group number 7. Thank you for your time. See you again.